back to the start of a new season, and we're going back to our roots from season 1. We are doing
Outwit, Outplay, Outyap.
Because it is Survivor season.
Survivor 50!
50!
It's so cool. I got my Survivor bandana on right now. Got my merge from 49. I'm so excited.
What was even their merch tribe name? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but they have the black coloring, which they haven't done in forever. That's something. It's on there somewhere.
I think it's Pregame, yeah. Pregame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. It took me so long. I was like, what was their name?
I really thought it was a good one, so I kept insisting. Do we want to restart?
It was funny.
What are we doing today?
Yeah. So, ahead of season 50, both of us are very excited. The Traders was really fun to cover, but now we're doing such a monumental season, and we thought, what better way to start than the both of us, doing our like snake draft together. We each are gonna draft 12 people out of 24, and if you're 24th, you're gonna be stuck with the last pick.
Yeah.
But we'll see as we go through our upcoming radio show instead of a live show.
Instead of a podcast.
Yeah. Instead of a podcast, we'll be doing a radio show, and each week we'll kind of be seeing which draft is doing better, who's going to, who's on track to probably win the season, and, it's me. Don't even listen to him. But yeah, we'll see who gets the better draft by the end of our radio show. Hopefully, when we get back into our podcast format post radio show, we'll see what happens, but we'll have this shorter version that is going to be played during the radio show, and if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be a longer version, uncut. It'll be nice, it'll be exciting, and yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for the future of the Reality Rangers organization. I don't know what we would even call ourselves. Enterprise?
Yeah.
Media enterprise. So yeah, we are just gonna get right into this draft. First, we're gonna decide who picks first. This is all of it comes down to this. We just came up with it. We're on Google. We're gonna do a flip coin.
Okay.
I'll let you choose which side.
Okay, I'm gonna go tails.
Okay, I usually pick tails, but whatever. Maybe it'll be heads this time.
Yeah.
We're flipping.
Emily flipping,
financial analyst, because it's a coin.
Oh no!
Okay, it was fate. I was meant to pick first.
Okay.
All right, so that means I will be picking first this draft. I've got my little graphic ready, which I will be crossing out as each person picks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's the first pick of the season. It's really important. I'm choosing someone who... this is not even just based on gameplay. It's like my history with this player. My first season that I watched live was Survivor 46, and one of my original draft picks was Tiffany. I'm choosing Tiffany. I think she's that, a lot of people talk about that WTF pick. Parvati wasn't like the biggest player in Cook Islands, but she dominated Micronesia. Kelly Wentworth went from like a pre-merge boot, I'm pretty sure, in San Juan del Sur, to Wentworth does not count. I'm looking at Tiffany as the next incarnation of that.
Sarah Lacina too.
Exactly. So I'm picking Tiffany. I think this is her season that she's going to dominate on, and I think people are going to underestimate her. So I'm going to pick her.
I think that's a really good pick. I don't think I would have picked her first, but I think that's a really smart decision. It makes a lot of sense. It has a good track record. I'm hopeful for Tiffany because she was like, I felt a little bit, not wasted potential in 46, but I felt like...
She got queued.
Right. She got queued. We didn't get to see enough of her.
Yeah.
So I guess now it's over to me.
Okay.
Are we going to do one at a time, or I get two, then you get two, and then
I think you get two, and then I get two. Yeah.
So then my first pick, I similar to you, this isn't the first season I watched live, but it is the first season that made me like fall in love with the show, and I think there's no other person I can choose than Dr. Christian Hubicki.
Okay.
He is like I know everyone loves him, but I love Christian. Like, I don't know how well he's gonna do on the season because it's a similar thing where like he has a problem with managing his threat level, but I can't not pick Christian because
in a game full of threats right now, 50,
right.
he might have a chance.
Right. I liked in his preseason interview where he was talking about how he's kind of like a Suri light, where Suri has the biggest target going into this, and she's bad at managing her threat level, where I think Christian is kind of just like the watered down version of that. And it is very helpful that everyone's a threat on this season. Exactly. But I think Christian just always is just so charming and so like good at everything, where he just makes himself not a threat to win, but a threat to make you lose.
For sure. He's kind of the triple threat like we saw in David vs. Goliath, that he could win an immunity. He's not just a David in that aspect. He can be a Goliath in the challenges.
And it's not even puzzles as well. Like he won that endurance challenge. It lasted like, 6 hours?
Crazy.
It's crazy. And I think that's good about him is I don't think he would ever get out in the pre-merge. He could get out like early to mid-merge. And that would still help my draft because that's still more than halfway.
Exactly.
So I think my second pick, we just talked about her. I just, this is out of like love. I can't not pick Suri.
Damn!
Yeah. I think Suri was more of a necessity pick because I thought you were going to pick her really fast.
Yeah. I wish she would have been my next.
Yeah, she's a queen. I love Suri. I think this is a decent season for her. Like, based on the people playing, like, I know she is a huge threat, but she's really good at like managing it. She's really good at like making herself under the radar and still dominating. And with this this cast layout especially, I think I don't want to make any production like theories or suspicions or whatever, but I could see a world where they're like, you know, choosing some players to kind of maybe help Suri along a little bit, like get her further in the game.
You know, give her a little Billie Eilish boomerang.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like a great tribe draw, great cast draw for her. I'm very excited to see how she plays.
The one thing I'm scared of with Suri is like a lot of the new era people, like when they were doing, did you see the interviews where they did friend and foe?
Yes.
She didn't necessarily like she was seeming that she wanted to play more with the old school people. And I think when you have the new era people mentality of these people have already had their chance, like for the players that have played before, like 1, 2, 3, she's played the most out of anyone else. People say they have Suri fatigue. I would never have Suri fatigue.
Never.
But, you know, some people might say, well, you've had 4 or 5 chances to win. It's my turn.
Yeah, I can see the fear in that. Like, it feels like the similar thing of, like, we'll get to Jenna later, of the winner killer. Like, you've had your chances. I could see a world where we don't have Suri win, but I can see Suri getting far as, like, a shield. Because there are a lot of people who have said in their preseason, friend or foes, that, like, they really love Suri. They want to work with her. They just know they can't let her get to the end.
Suri's somebody who's, you know, due to her playing so many seasons, her strategy and gameplay has been very broadcasted. Like, everyone knows how Suri's played, which is a good thing because she has demonstrated she's a loyal ally, but people see how much of a good player she is. So she, as you said, is one of those people with the biggest target of the season.
For sure.
Should I pick my next two?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 people from Sela and 1 person from Kalo. I'm looking over at Vatu, the Pink Tribe. And I'm going to pick somebody who has also played a lot of times. Somebody who, you know, with each performance did a little less great and played a lot in succession. But I think now that she's had some time to rest, I think she could make for a great player in Survivor 50. I'm going with season 32, 34, and 38's Aubrey Bracco.
That was my next pick.
Yeah, let me just highlight her here. Okay, I think Aubrey is a great player. Whether you're on the Michelle or the Aubrey train for Korong, you've got to admire how she played.
For sure.
She was one of the best players there. It was just, you know, a bad jury for her. And Michelle had a really good social game, so that was just a tough draw. She made it far in Game Changers. She was stuck with some people who I just don't think wanted to work with her at the end, and she survived a lot of harrowing tribal councils. And on Edge of Extinction, she tried to have a dialogue.
Yeah.
She tried to open a dialogue with a lot of people.
Color Begonia,
but that got shut down, and she landed on Edge of Extinction, which, you know, unless you're a weatherman or... What's his name? I can't remember.
Chris Underwood?
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you're one of those 2 guys, you're not gonna get out of there. It's a Kaya asylum of sorts for Survivor players. You get sent to edge of extinction, and you're basically your death certificate is signed.
Or if you're Natalie Anderson.
Or
Tyson. Tyson lasted one episode after that.
Yeah, and he got sent back.
Yeah.
But no, I think now that she's on a season without edge of extinction, I mean, Rick Devens is still there.
Yeah.
I think she can thrive here. I think she is seen as, definitely seen as a competent player, a la Q, with Q saying that on season 46. But I do think there are people that will be seen as bigger threats because of recency bias. Like, I think a lot of the new era people are going to pop up in front of her, like, the Kyles and the Ds.
Yeah.
Especially the winners. And even some people, like we talked about, Sari and maybe like a Christian from the old era. So I think she can sneak under there. Like, she does have that respect, whereas, if she got to another final tribal council, she would have that respect to win the game. And I think she's got what it takes to win. And I think she can win. And I think she's a good pick. And she's a steal at number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, for my next one, I think, I want to be fair. I don't know. I think we should each get a Canadian mother, but I don't know who I should pick. I don't know, because Genevieve and Camilla have an interesting relationship. Camilla has been shown to maybe want to target Genevieve. So I'm like, maybe I pick Camilla because she might have the upper hand. I think they're both very strong players. I would put them like head to head. That's just because we have such a good caliber of players up north.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Genevieve. I'm gonna go with Genevieve solely because Camilla might get caught in the crossfire of the Survivor 48. Everybody's just watched it. She's got 2 people from her season.
One very close ally
who won. Right? And a lot of people said on her season, if she made it to Final Tribal Council, she would have won. So I think Camilla's a question mark. I think if maybe mostly Kyle, but if Kyle and Joe get taken out early, she could thrive. But especially Kyle. If Kyle gets taken out early, I think that will free her up in a lot of people's minds. She'll be a free agent.
I think so.
And I think she's shown she can play with anybody. But I just gotta go with Genevieve. Genevieve, Bob Vive, Queen Vive, Mother Vive. I just loved her on 47. She is such a great dynamic player. I think she's going to take what she learned from Survivor 47, that personal aspect, and bring it to this game. And I think she can find some allies on this cast. Like, I think she could work with Charlie. She could work with Mike, Christian, Angelina. I don't know who she said was a friend or foe. I haven't seen her interview yet. But I feel like there's a lot of people that, if they're not scared of her, she could work with. So I'm picking Genevieve.
I think that's a really good pick. Other than the fact that I just love Genevieve, I think she's just so, like, charismatic once you get to know her. And it's like, if she is able to make it through a few episodes, I think she can really hit the ground running and make it really far, because people are, like, really targeting her in the pre-merge, but I think they'll let their guard down seeing her in the moment until she gets a chance to play. They will want to work with her because they think that her camp life is going to be the same as her strategic life. And moving on to, I guess, what is it? Pick number 6?
Yes. Pick number 6. 6 and 7.
6 and 7, yeah. I think, we were talking about God Vive. I think I'm going to have to go to our other god, Riz God.
Okay.
That might be a crazy pick because everyone is, like, unsure of these 49 players. Like, it's a risky, like, it's risky to work with them because you don't know them.
Question. Do you think they know Savannah's the winner?
They really think she is, but they don't know for sure.
Okay.
Savannah said in her interview that she is going to be honest about it. She'll just tell people that she's the winner. But even still, everyone saw the rumors, like, before they went onto the island. So, like, even people like Colby are like, we think Savannah's won 49.
So does that put Rizzo in the clear a little bit?
I think that might be the case, yeah. Especially because they saw Rizzo in the 49 preview, and so they didn't see Savannah, but they see Riz God, and he's saying, call me Rizgod, Rizgod baby. Like, that's so disarming because this is a buffoon. And then you actually watch 49 and it's like, oh, this is a good strategic player.
Yes.
I think that'll really help him fly under the radar. I don't know if it's the best tribe draw for him. I think he could have gotten a lot better, but I don't think it's the worst, especially because, like, I could see, like, he seemed really good at maneuvering when he was on the bottom during 49, and I think that could help him, even though, like, he does actually have some strong people, but it's not like, he has, like, Colby, and he has, who's the other person?
He's got Kyle, Q, Colby, Angelina, Stephanie, Aubrey, and Genevieve.
Right.
I
So
don't think they'll be the strongest challenge.
It's not going to be I think that could be a disaster tribe, given the other tribes have, like, Jonathan, Ozzy, Joe.
Right.
But I still, like, even if it is a disaster tribe, I think Rizzo can weasel his way out. And he is a weasel.
And I don't think he's the first target
no,
when they go to tribal
because they have Q, they have Genevieve, who everyone is targeting.
And they have Kyle.
They have a winner.
Just saw one. A
They
lot of people are saying
just saw one, and everyone is saying, like, he's one of the best winners, especially in the new era. Like, it's... I think he's gonna be able to do well on this tribe. It might not be the best, like, to find allies there, but he'll have a good way of getting to a tribe swap. It's like a free ticket, it feels like.
And who's your next pick?
Yeah. For my next pick, this might be a crazy choice, but I kind of have a lot of faith in her. I'm gonna go with Jenna Lewis.
Okay.
This is, like, I think I'm taking a lot of the players from the same tribe. However, I mean, they also do have two big guys,
Yeah,
and Christian for the puzzles.
Exactly.
But I think I want to go with Jenna. I think from pre-season, I was like, I'm not that high on Jenna. I don't think she's going to do well. I think she has, like, a warped perception of how she played on All-Stars. And I still think that's true. But I also think she, like, after seeing her interviews, seeing, like, everything of her talking, like, she does seem to be a lot stronger of a player than I was expecting. Like, she understands the new era very well.
Yeah.
She gives me, like, Julie Alley vibes, where I could see her, like, finding an alliance and kind of riding it to the end. Especially on this tribe, it's like, when you have all of these, like, impressive players, Jenna is not going to be the top of your list, and I think Jenna will be able to maneuver that very well.
And I do think, and this would go the same for Sari, she's one of the few people, like, at the top of the list where if they get to Final Tribal Council just on the narrative's sake, like, they have a good shot at winning. And this is not to discredit the game. They're probably going to play great games. But, like, seeing somebody like Jenna Lewis from the first season coming to season 50, making it all the way to the end and winning, oh, how awesome that would be. Same thing with Sari.
Yeah.
After playing all those many times, like, just you want to give them the $1 million vote.
Exactly. I absolutely agree. I think I'm excited to see Jenna play a lot more than I was when I first saw she was cast. At first I was like, there could have been better season 1 reps that you could have chosen, but Jenna I think was the right pick. I'm very excited now that I know how much of a, like, fan of Survivor she still is.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Great picks so far. Okay, my next two, picks 8 and 9. Okay. I'm gonna go with somebody I wasn't actually even intending to pick.
Really?
I'm just now looking at it. I'm gonna go with Stephanie. I forget she's on this cast all the time. Stephanie, I'm like, who's threatened by Stephanie? No shade.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't want to work with Stephanie?
That's a good...
Because her seasons 1 were so long ago. Like, I know she was a bit of a villain on Guatemala, but, like, I don't see anybody ever talking about Guatemala. And she didn't even win that season, right? So it's like, you know, she's not as threatening because of that. Her whole story is... Her big story is Oolong, decimated. She just survived that.
Right. And then she got voted out soon after anyway.
Right. It's not like this powerful... It's powerful in the sense that she could overcome all that. But it's not a triumphant story. Right? So I think she won't be a big threat, especially since she's an older era player. And she kind of has that Joe-ish vibe to me, where she's valuing the honesty and integrity and the loyalty. So I think she would find a lot of allies, whether they're old school or new. And I don't think people will be looking at her. And I think she could get to the end. I think she could navigate her way to the end. And she's played a few seasons. She got some seasons under her belt. She's played with idols, without idols, with captains, with returnees. She knows this game, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she didn't do well on Snakes in the Grass and the Traders, but I think she could make a good run in Survivor 50.
Yeah, I had her very low on my list. I think you're absolutely right. Of like, no one's gonna be targeting Stephanie. She'll be good in challenges. Like, I think overall we'll see a good showing from Stephanie. I just don't think she has much of any like win equity.
No, that's true.
This feels more like a pick of like, I think they're gonna go far but not win. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
She doesn't have the greatest, like, I would say from what I see, like, strategic mind compared to some of the other people on this cast. But I do think that would put her in more of the, GOAT position. But there's no GOATs on this season, really. Like, everybody here on their season had a sliver of a chance to win, right? They're not bringing back Abby Maria. They're not bringing back Philip Shepard. So I think everybody here has a chance. And if you're sitting next to the right people and you've made those right connections, which she can do, she could definitely win. There's a chance.
There is a chance. I won't discredit her on that. So who's your next pick? I'm
going to go with... And this is crazy. I didn't think I'd see myself picking a winner this early. I'm going to go with D. D, out of the 3 winners, they don't even know Savannah's a winner, but I think she's got a bigger target on her back than D from the press I've seen.
Honestly, like, I think I'm surprised at how much people have been saying Kyle and D.
And even Camilla, they're putting more like shade on Camilla because of the whole 48-3 kind of thing. It's more fresh in their mind than 45.
I think people are underestimating D a lot. I see, like, you'll see a ton of them saying, like, they don't want the winners to go far, but then they'll go back on that and say that they want to work with D because, like, who doesn't want to work with D?
She lights up a room. She's a beast at the challenges. Like, I see her, like we talked about this on the podcast, I see her and Kyle as similar winners. Like, they're both great social, great strategic, and strong in challenges, very well-rounded. But I think she just has a step above because she doesn't have that recency that Savannah and Kyle both have. And I just think she's got what it takes. Like, she could be very good with the loyal alliance like we saw on 45 with the Ree before. And I think she also has that killer instinct. So I think D could make another far run. Would she win? I don't think this jury would necessarily pull a Sandra Diaz-Twine where it's like there's a winner. I mean, Sandra was up against at least one other winner, but, like, do they want to award another winner with $1 million? Like, even if they've played the best game.
I think it really, this feels like a season where everyone is focused on the story going in. And I think once they're on the jury, they'll be back in their preseason mindset of, like, what is the story that this player is going to have to cement their legacy as the winner of Survivor 50?
Right? Like, that would be hilarious if every 2-time winner was a Latino or a Latina, Latinx. Not Latinx. No, imagine.
And Parvati.
And Parvati. Well, so that's true. This is true.
We don't discount Parvati here.
I'm sorry. I'm not Jeremy Collinsing. I'm not. But, no, like, she could be the new era Sandra. With only, 5 seasons between her wins, that would, like, put her GOAT status immediately.
Oh,
like,
yeah. She'd be in contention of, like, one of the best. Like, I could see her contending for maybe not the Mount Rushmore, but, like, the 5th spot.
Right, and go to the new era.
Right, like...
She's already up there, but, like, it would cement it, like, no conversation.
Exactly. I think with the Mount Rushmore, you can't really say that anyone else takes the spots other than those 4, Rob, Sandra, Tony, and Parvati.
And already the 5th spot, I would say, goes to Sari.
Yes. Sari, and, like, I think it would be a conversation of whether D could take the 5th spot, because of that. Like, that would be so impressive. So, with my next 2 picks, I'm thinking it is a real, like, I think this is where it starts to get really difficult for me. I had my, like, obvious, like, I really want these people, but after that, it's like, I could see any of them either doing really well or really bad. And I think, you know, as I mentioned before, David vs. Goliath was not the first season I watched live, but weird season to start with. Heroes, Healers, Hustlers was my first season. And I think, you know, the first robbed goddess because of fire making, even though she wasn't in fire, Devin couldn't save her. And I think we have to bring Chrissy onto my team.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy is, I think, a very 50-50 pick. I really don't know where it's going to go in terms of, like, are we going to see her, like, dominate in the merge as well as she did last time? Or are we going to see her, like, you know, in her pre-merge where she almost went home a few times, like she wasn't good in challenges until the merge? Like, what side of her are we going to see, and what side are people going to reciprocate enough to either keep her or vote her out? But I have high hopes for Krispy
Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. I have high hopes for Chrissy, and I think she'll do well. I think she'll at least make merge. She's one of the, I think, 3 players who doesn't have any connections to any other player.
What is it? Her, Genevieve, and
I think it's Jonathan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those 3 are the only ones who don't have any connections, and I think Chrissy, compared to the other 2, is a little more, like, offline, isn't in the survivor sphere as much. But I think she has, like, social chops. Like, she feels very, very, like, motherly, and, like, people, even though she probably doesn't want to go through that route, I think people will gravitate towards her.
And you just got to take advantage of it.
Exactly. So I think she'll do well.
She's got the mother advantage.
Yeah.
The beware mother advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think she'll do well. It's not my top pick, but I am excited to see her. And for my next pick, I have 2 that I'm torn between, I think. But you kind of said earlier that, you know, we could have a Canadian each, so I might save that for later. And I think this is just a pure personality pick. I just want to go with Q.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, Q.
That's fine.
That's fine. Whatever, take him. It was between him and somebody else I really didn't want you to pick, so I'm going to pick that person next.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't think Q's gonna do well this season. I think he's going to do very poorly. But I love Q. I can't not have him on my team. It's such, like, he is, I think, the best character from the new era, and it's not too close.
Okay,
There's
wait,
some good
let me play
picks.
my Billie Eilish draft idol, and so it's
Right.
gonna
Your
come back
boomerang.
and I can take Q. No.
Yeah. No, Q's just such, like, I think he's probably my favorite character on this cast. There is, like, there's very few characters, even in the old era, like, that I would say are better than Q. Like, I think Coach is on this season. He's definitely a contender. He's a big contender, but I think he's mellowed down a bit.
Yeah.
There's not very many characters that don't feel tacky. Like, I would kind of say Debbie is kind of tacky.
Yeah.
Like,
you get the issue of, like, people coming back, especially if it's, like, right after their season of, like, trying to, like, capitalize on it, and then it flanderizes.
And I think the upside with Q is Q doesn't think he's a character, so he's not going to flanderize it. He is just insane.
He just thinks they're, like, catchphrases, like, oh, yeah, that's what I say, yeah, I'm Q.
And there was one thing I saw from a preseason interview where he was like, I gotta look out for Emily. She's gonna be on my radar because she's left-handed, drinks Coke, and eats pork.
Okay.
I think Q doesn't see himself as a character, which will make him just really enjoyable to watch, because he's just the most insane person, but also the most genuine. Like, he is just genuine in his insanity, and even if he doesn't do well, I couldn't sleep with myself if I didn't have Q on my team.
Yeah. Speak of the devil, or let's say the dragon slayer.
Yeah.
My next pick is going to be Coach.
Yeah.
I'm picking Coach.
If I have one character, you have to have the other.
Right. It's like our Canadian Queen rule. I'm picking Coach because, let me just say this. First of all, I don't think Coach should have won South Pacific. After that final tribal council, I think that was Sophie's game to win.
Yeah.
But Coach showed so much growth in that season.
Oh, Yeah.
The fact that he controlled it. Like
he had a cult.
He had a cult. And it just looked like he grew from each season to the last one. Like, if he went from, okay, wherever, I don't know, in Tocantins, he was mid-merge, and then Heroes versus Villains, like, mid-merge, same kind of thing. And then in South Pacific, he made it to the final tribal, almost won. What's left for him to do in 50 is to maybe win. Like, maybe he can be this, like, crazy winner story. Who would have seen Coach winning? Who would have anticipated that? If he could have taken a little bit from each season he did, okay, don't be crazy and tell stories about the people in the Amazon eating your ass. Don't trust people like Russell, who just came from the last season and the name started with R. Rizzo. And then own up for your actions at Final Tribal Council. You should learn that from South Pacific. If you can take all of these lessons he's learned on his journey, he's a trained man. What do they call him? A Renaissance man.
Yeah.
A jack of all trades. If you can take all these trades, all these stories, all these learning opportunities, and put it into 50, I think he could win.
I agree. I think that's a really good pick, and I think my highest thing about Coach is just the fact that, like, over time, he does seem to have mellowed out, like I said earlier, which is really going to help him, especially because this cast is so, like, these are, like, fans of the show. Like, especially the new era, it's like, these people love the old era, and they're going to see Coach as a character no matter what, and even if Coach is mellowed out, he's not as, like, crazy. They're just going to see him play better socially, but assume he's crazy. And now, if he can play into that, that is going to be crazy good for him. Especially, like, I could see, on his tribe drop, I can see him doing really well.
I do see a good path for him. That's my favorite reality TV trope, is somebody underestimating you and thinking you're dumb, and then you go all the way. Ashley from Big Brother 27.
Yeah.
Dom from the Traders Canada we just watched. Use that to his advantage. You think I'm crazy? Okay, I like that. You think I'm dumb? I like that.
Will Coach be able to capitalize on it?
I don't know.
But if he does, I think it'll really help him.
And I think, from what I'm getting, the new era is going to be quicker to cannibalize each other than the old era.
Yes. The new era has specifically, like, they seem to want to work with the old era, whereas the old era wants to work within themselves.
I do think part of it is the new era wants to be like the last standing new era, to be like, I'm the strongest of the new era. I'm the representative
because
of the
they
new
have
era.
something to prove, whereas the old era feels like very standalone. The new era feels like the lower version where they have to prove that they're still better than the people who played before the new era.
Yeah, just to show that they're the cream of the crop. Like, yes, we got chose for 50, but I'm the best of 50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm better than you.
Okay, my next pick. Ooh, okay. Okay, another pick I wasn't anticipating. Actually, it's between two people I wasn't anticipating. I'm going between these two people with old school style gameplays, but have played very separately from each other time-wise. It's between Joe and Colby.
Yeah.
I think going into this, I saw Colby getting cast. I'm like, Colby without Jerry, where's the fun in that? I'm seeing some of these interviews. Colby's kind of getting with the program.
I just watched his interview, I think either today or... Yeah, it was today. It came out today. I honestly have high hopes for Colby. I'm
going to pick Colby.
I think that's a good pick.
I've at this point, I've picked half of Vatu.
Yeah.
But I think...
You should be aiming for 4 on each tribe.
Maybe.
Well, that's 4, 4, 4, 12.
Yeah. I think Colby could do well. I do think a lot of people will see him as, like, maybe they'll do with Jenna Lewis, a fossil, a dinosaur, a survivor dinosaur, and, that'll maybe neuter his reputation, bring down his threat level, and also, like, on season 20, Heroes versus Villains, everyone was calling him, what, like, Superman in a fat suit?
Yeah.
This is season 50. This is Grandpa's Superman.
Right.
So maybe his threat level will be so low, people will actually want to bring him to the end, where if this was in 2004, people will want to nip him at the cut him at the roots.
And they did.
I
think, honestly, Colby has a, like, good path going into this game, especially, like you said, low threat level for Superman in a fat suit. I think Superman is ready to put the cape back on.
Exactly.
And he seems hungry. One of the things I've noticed in people's interviews so far is, like, they see Colby as, they see him as stupid. like Jenna specifically said that she wanted to work with Colby if he was smarter, which is really funny. But like I can see a world where like we just talked about with Coach, he plays into it. He sees that like this is a scenario where people think he's one way and he can like kind of push the narrative in his own favor. I do have high hopes for him. I am a little worried that this is going to be like all bark no bite.
Maybe.
But I still have high hopes, and I'm shocked at how much I'm like I like Colby. Like I know first few seasons he was the most likable. He was the everyman. People were naming their kids after him. They loved him so much.
Wasn't
but
my
like,
cup of tea.
Yeah, but by Survivor Heroes vs. Villains, people hated him. Like he was so like mean and like angry
And
about
jaded,
the show. Jaded, yeah. But like going back into this, he just seems like he's found a new a new love for the show again in a way that like he seems content with himself.
Yeah, like almost a Survivor second win.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people who would want to work with him, old era and new. You've got your Joes, maybe Ozzy. I don't know. Would Ozzy want to work with Colby? Maybe Jonathan would.
Mm-hmm.
People who are fans of the show would maybe want to work with somebody who's this Survivor icon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has a chance to get some allies.
Yeah.
Who are your two next picks?
We're still. I think you were talking about Joe or Colby. I think I'm not the biggest fan of Joe, but I think I have to take him. I can admire him as a person. As a player, it frustrates me, but he's kind of built to be an end game player. Mm-hmm. Like he's really good pre-merge. He's a buff guy. He's going to, carry your tribe with strength. He's got Christian for puzzles. He's got Ozzy in the water, and they've got a perfect tribe draw for challenges. And I think that'll give him enough time to make the same allies that he had and stuck with in 48, especially because they just watched 48 and they see a guy who is so loyal to a fault. They're gonna no one would be stupid enough not to work with Joe, because if he's loyal to you, you're going to get everything, and you can play him and he's not gonna target you. It's a really good opportunity. Even if I don't want Joe to go far, I would probably work with Joe, because if he wants to work with me, then I have a meat shield, a literal meat shield.
I don't know who said it, but I thought this was so funny. Somebody said in their pregame interview, "I'll be your Eva."
Yeah.
Yes, hold me, lift me up, please. I would definitely do that strategy because he is loyal to fault, but maybe he'll play different. Maybe he saw that his gameplay was faulty.
I doubt it. I don't think he's going to change, and if he did, I think it could be a really awesome arc to see. I don't think we're going to see an arc at all.
Yeah. So who's your next pick?
Yes. Okay. I think I haven't really touched Kahlo that much. I think honestly on Kahlo I don't really want to pick any of them. But
I got all the good ones.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well just grab it now. You have to go with Camilla. We were talking Canadian mothers. I really do like Camilla. I think we were talking about it before with Kyle. Camilla is gonna have a hard time going into this because of her relationship with Kyle, because 348 players. I don't think she's the best socially either. Her best social moments were especially because of fun interactions that kind of connected them. Kyle and Camilla were Guyanese, and they were able to connect. They were kind of just the same person.
Yeah.
But she didn't really connect with many other people, at least what was shown on screen. So,
and I mean, not everything about that was her fault.
No.
She didn't fit the archetype of the cool club, strong kids.
I think David and Joe and Eva, I don't think they would have given her really much of a chance. And I've heard in postseason that they actually did work together, and Camilla was more of a ally to Joe and whatever than was made out to be on the show. Right. But even still, I think Camilla isn't, like, I don't look at her and think she's a great social player. I think if she can find those circumstances, she could do really well. I'm just a little worried that they're going to see her as a physical liability early on if their tribe loses a lot. Granted, they do have Jonathan and then, like, Charlie for puzzles. You know, like, Chrissy's not that bad in challenges either. You know, you have a decent tribe draw, but when you have Sela as your competitor, I'm worried for you.
I'm trying to think of, like, who she would align with on her starting tribe.
Right.
And I don't think it's the kind of people that will hold the sway. Like, she's a fan of Coach. I don't think Coach is going to be the figurehead of that team.
I could see her working with Tiffany very well.
Maybe Tiffany, maybe Mike, and maybe Charlie, but I don't think those are going to be the pushers and the movers. I think it's going to be the D's of the group. I think
D will probably be able to dictate the tribe.
Somehow, I think the winner will be able to lead the tribe.
And I think the bigger problem is these people that I think she'll be able to work well with are also people that are going to target each other. Like, I don't see a world where, like, Charlie and Mike are going to get along very well. I think one of them has to go, like, if, you know, or, like...
Charlie and Tiffany?
Charlie and Tiffany already had their tiff.
Yeah.
And, like, I think... I don't see them rekindling that. People don't seem very, like, open to Charlie. And we'll get on that later. Probably much later, because I just don't have high hopes for him, unfortunately.
I'd sooner see, like, at a swap, Tiffany working with Q than Tiffany working with Charlie.
Yeah. I know a lot of, like, the Survivor community doesn't like Charlie, or, like, thinks he's, like, bland, boring, like, whatever. I quite liked him when he was strategizing. Like, I liked hearing his strategic mind to the game, but I think the problem is, like, he kind of needs a good scenario socially. Same with Camilla.
Right.
But I think more so for Charlie. And I don't see him doing well.
I think they're in the same boat, but I think Camilla, due to her not looking as threatening, like, I know people have probably just watched her so they know what she's capable of, but I do think she's in the same boat as Charlie, and Charlie's way better at the kind of physical immunity challenge portion. So, like, yes, in the early portion, maybe if they're going for who's not helping the tribe in challenges, Charlie might be kept over Camilla, but in the long run, I think Charlie will be a bigger threat than Camilla. So I think Camilla has more longevity than Charlie, for sure.
So, yeah, those are my two picks, and I want to hear, where are you heading next? We have, how many people is that? That's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 24, so you have 9 people left to pick from.
Okay. Just in my spirit, I do not want to pick Jonathan Young.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. So I'm going to pick the washed up, never won, but came close a couple times version of him, Ozzy, our OF King. Yeah, I think
that'll give him more personality.
Maybe. I think Game Changers was just, I mean, I never looked to him to be like the confessional king or like character from Ozzy. I looked at, wow, challenge, beast, like specimen, top number 1.
Specimen is a great word
like,
for Ozzy.
Literally dolphin in the water, monkey in the trees. But entertainment-wise, like, he fell off with each season. You know, as he got older, like, you know, he lives a very interesting life. Yeah. But that doesn't translate to me in South Pacific and Game Changers. So I'm picking him because I think, once again, same thing with Colby. I think there's some potential allies like a Joe, Jonathan will want to work with him. But do I see him, like, improving from the last few seasons? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he's, like, had this meditative epiphany, like, whoa, here's what I need to do to win. And maybe could he get better at puzzles? That's one thing about me. Ozzy needs to improve those puzzles. Because had he beat Sophie, he wins.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
And that's a very, like, lucrative... Like, obviously, he's great at challenges. I think he was, like, comfortable relying on that final immunity
But
win.
you don't have that anymore.
Yeah. And it's like, I could see Ozzy doing very well, especially, like, people really want to work with Ozzy. Like, I think of the, 12 people that have had their interviews released so far, like, everyone has kind of said they want Ozzy as a friend. And I think that will, like, very much help him. I don't think he's the kind of person where, like, you start talking to him and then you're, like, turned away. Like, you don't, like...
He's chill.
He's chill. I don't think he's, like, the best social player, but if you want to work with him, then you're not going to see him as, like, off-putting.
Yeah, and I think he's lucky that he's getting these relationships because, you know, something that would have been a strength for him in a 39-day season, you know, being that camp provider is not necessarily as much needed and valued in a 26-day season in the new era. So I think he's going to have to rely on that social game because he doesn't have the provider role anymore and that physical game. I mean, he's not, like, completely inept now, but, like, he's not as strong as he once was. He's not in his prime, just like Colby. So he's going to have to lean on that social game, which I don't think was his forte before, but it will have to be now.
Yeah. Especially with Game Changers, like, he's probably going to have the same problem of once he gets to the merge, people are going to want to cut him immediately.
Which I don't know why he has that threat associated with him now. Like, I guess it's because they hadn't seen how he would do in the challenges in Game Changers.
Right. And,
but,
like, if he loses the first immunity, like, individual immunity, I think that's really bad for Ozzy. Because they won't get a full chance to see whether or not he's gonna be good at the challenges.
If this is a consistent thing.
Yeah, and so they're just going to, like, they're not gonna want to take the risk of, like, oh, he lost this one, so that he's gonna lose all of them.
Yeah.
No, like, he has that track record, so he could win a lot more.
But maybe I'm being too harsh on him, right?
Right.
Because, you know, who beat him in Game Changers on the big pole thing and sent him home? Ty.
Yeah.
Ty is an old dude. And he still won these challenges. So maybe he just, like, he's bossed up and he's like, okay, I'm not going to let Game Changers happen again. That was my sloppy season.
Right.
I'm going to work back into shape. This is Survivor 50. I've got to be in my best shape. So maybe he will be back to his former glory a bit. So I don't know. I can't anticipate. I don't know Ozzy's routine. I don't know Ozzy as personally. So we'll see. I think it's Ozzy. I think he's lovable to some and threatening to few. So I think Ozzy's a decent pick. And then out of the annoying white man, I'm going to go Rick Devens. Because I think he's got that Billie Eilish boomerang idol, and that's going to swing him all the way to the end. I don't know. We're grasping at straws here, but I'm going to pick Rick Devens.
I don't even think that's much of a bad pick, though. Like, I think people see Rick Devens as, like, a big over-the-top player, but then they're talking about him, like, I think he's playing up the character going into the season of, like, he's just a goofy dad. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I think he is a very sociable person. I could see him working very well in this scenario. I just don't know. Like, it might be a similar thing to, like, the Christian of it all.
Yeah.
Of, like, can he get to the end?
If I'm looking at all these one-time players, like including New Era and before the New Era, I'm like, I would not trust Rick. Like, Rick is conniving, commiserating, colluding.
Commiserating.
And I don't know, he's slimy, and I think they all know he's slimy. Especially, I remember watching Cerie's pregame interview. She said he's slimy. Yeah. And she has a good read on him. I don't know if everyone has that same read on him, but I'm like, his run in Edge of Extinction after coming back into the game is generational. Like, I would not trust a word that guy says.
The switch up between before he got voted out and after he got back into the game, it was like, it seemed like it was a wake up call for him because the two players were completely different. It was crazy to watch, even if you don't like him as a person or like a character, I should say. You have to respect how good of a run he did, even if it would have been like, oh, I still wouldn't have liked him because he returned and won. Like, he got voted out, whatever. But I like Chris Underwood, too. Like, you know, it doesn't... It doesn't...
We didn't see much of him.
Yeah.
But he did one with the twist that was provided in the game.
Yeah, he was better on the challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but he
win
seemed...
the challenge?
I think so. I think Rick is a good pick. Yeah. For what we have left, I think it was one of your better picks.
Yeah. All right. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people left. And you've got 2 winners still on the board.
Yeah, so I'm picking the 6th left and the 7th left.
Yes.
All
right. So you've got Emily, Savannah, Charlie, Jonathan, Mike, Angelina, and Kyle.
Yeah. I think... You know what? We haven't once talked about her yet, but, like... Can I have your jacket? Can I Malik? Can I have your jacket? No?
I'm gonna hit you with some Natalie Napalm.
Yeah,
Like, no,
right.
no.
I have to go with, like, my team has some wild characters, and I have to round it out with Angelina. She is, I do worry Angelina is gonna be one of those like flanderized, like she'll play it up for the camera, but she is who she is. I think she had a lot of time to decompress. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, something like that. Almost 10.
Yeah, and she's had a lot of time. She talked about how she had so many like life-changing moments like after she played Survivor, and I think it'll really help her to like kind of calm down a bit, maybe have a lot more clarity and like see the game and the people she's playing with a lot more clearly, because she was a little like in her season a little what's the word, like dazed and confused, I guess. Like she had the right spirit but the bad
reads.
Yeah. But I think she seems a lot more like clear in her headspace now. I could see her doing very well. That's taken with a grain of salt because she's still Angelina. I think she's going to be off-putting to a lot of people, and I think she needs to get like a good like alliance going if she wants to make it far.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
or win a lot.
My red flag with Angelina is in the preseason, it seems like a lot of people have their eyes on her. They think she's suspicious, and she's kind of been acting a little chaotic. So I think, if people don't have an impression of her before going onto this island, I think before the game started, now they have one.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think she has like a target, but as we were talking about before, like targets aren't the biggest like falter in this season. I could see her hit the ground running and everything changes. But also like the people targeting her don't seem to be the biggest like dictators of the vote. Like I know Colby is wary of her, but I don't see Colby like deciding who is going home in an episode.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember who else, but like everyone has their suspicions of everyone, and I think with this tribe draw I could see Angelina going, but if she can make it to a swap, then I can see her going very far.
Yeah. And so, do you have one more in this round?
Yeah. We could go by, like, we just each take 4 on each tribe, but also I really, like...
You can pick your others and leave Kyle till the end.
That's true. It's just looking at the people remaining, like, I kind of want to pick Emily, but I have 4 on that tribe.
Go ahead.
You don't want Emily?
Go ahead.
You don't want her?
She eats pork, she uses her left hand, and she drinks Coke. I'm not picking
Yeah, you
her.
can't pick her. She's left-handed.
I can't do it. So you can pick Emily.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Left-handed supremacy. I'm left-handed. We got to stick together. Emily, you're my next pick. Financial analyst, Emily Flippin.
Okay, and let me push back on that. No.
Yeah, right. I really hope they were like showing the previews for the first episode, like the tribe chat or whatever, and like they have all these characters. They're doing like their bits. We have Coach saying the like Dragon Slayer thing. We see like a bunch of people doing their thing. I'm really hoping that Emily pushes back on that.
I'm gonna set up a Cal sheet bet.
Yeah, we should make a bingo sheet.
A bingo sheet, but also Cal sheet. I'm trying to get some money out of this.
Yeah.
Who is she going to say? I'll push back to that. I'll push back on that. Is it gonna be Q, Coach, Jonathan?
I think she'll push back on the Dragon Slayer title.
He does say a lot of pushbackable things.
Yeah.
Back pushable.
Right. Okay, but we are of her as a character. She's great. We love the story. In her interviews, I think I've gotten a lot higher on her, because I wasn't that high. Like I feel like going into like announcing the cast, it didn't feel like the best, I think she's a little worrying in terms of like, it's the same thing as 45. She needs like kind of a break in order to get there socially. But this is a really good tribe for her.
She's got her RHAP Games friend Christian.
Yeah, she's got Christian. I know Christian and Rick want to work together, and they both said they want to work with Emily. That feels like a strategic 3 that could go far. I could also and the fact
I could see Sari working with that group.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they want to work. Everyone wants to work with Sari, because imagine saying on your resume you worked with Sari and still won.
Most people who work with Sari go on to win.
Yeah,
it's a
Parvati.
statistic, yeah.
Aris, yeah.
Parvati again.
Yeah.
Like.
It's always Parvati.
Yeah.
Was
She's
there
constant.
Did she worked with
She was with Sarah for some.
Kinda.
Some. She
there
was
that
amicable.
That was the whole like
Sari,
idol.
I promise I never told you that. I remember there's a scene with Sarah saying that. So.
And yeah, there was the legacy advantage. Was that between the two of them? I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she tried to steal something. Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall this is a very good tribe for Emily. I think she's very secure to at least make a swap, and if she gets a good swap tribe, like she makes it far if she gets to the merge. That happened on 45. I like her odds, even if I don't know if she's gonna win. I also like her headspace, and I also like that she was lying to Mike Bloom during the interview. Like, she's known in the RHAP, like, she's a good liar, and she's like, I'm not a good liar. And Mike was fooled by, I'm not a good liar. It was so funny. But, like, you know, she actually does seem like a lot better strategically than she did on 45, and I'm very hopeful for her. I feel like she won't be the biggest character, or will be kind of sidelined a little bit unless she makes it far. But I'm hoping she does.
Yeah. I think Emily has a chance. I think she's got a good tribe draw. I think there's people who are willing to work with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she's seen as threatening as other people.
No, there's a lot of people ahead of her.
Yeah. My next pick is going to be finishing out Sela. I'm picking Savgod.
Yep. I mean... As much as it's worrying she's a winner, she is a really good winner. She's good at the game, and they don't know how she played. She could have played ass, and they don't know.
She could have, been the new era. Not that she's a bad player, but, Natalie White, where it's maybe Rizzo was her Russell. She wasn't.
Yeah, no.
Rizzo was the Natalie.
They were much more of... Well...
No.
They were much more of a...
They were co-dominant. They were one of them was going to win.
They were a hive mind.
They were like Kyle and Camilla. I think, if people knew they were just Kyle and Camilla version 2, then, maybe there'd be more of a threat level on them. But I think what makes their threat level go up is the unknown.
Yes.
If it's known that she won, I think they know that both of them probably went far, but I think most people know by now that she won. So, it depends, what kind of winner they think she is. Do they think she's a physical player? Can they tell that she's a physical player? I mean, after the first tribe immunity challenge, they probably will. Will they know that she's really strategic? Can she try to play dumb a little bit? Will she try to work really well socially? Is she going to be as trusting or more, reserved? It will all matter on how she decides to play this game compared to how she played 49. I think she played 49 very well. But it's going to take different skills to win 50.
Yes.
I don't think she has a chance of winning.
I don't think so.
I think we're at the point where it's people we don't think are going to win.
No. There's some, I think in theory Charlie could win. And that's probably the last person of, there is a world. It's a Stephanie situation where, there is a world. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't think he's going to win. Savannah, though, she's a great winner. She's really good at the game, and I think people have kind of clued in she won. I think they've also clued in that her and Rizzo were very close. People have said that they're either, in their interviews, they basically say either Rizzo and Savannah were really close or arch enemies. But I think Christian pointed out that they're probably really close allies because they're sitting so far away from each other. They're trying to avoid each other as much as possible. So,
kind of the reverse psychology.
Right, reverse psychology. They don't want anyone to know that they're close.
I just think, they're not on the same tribe, so they don't have each other to work with built in. She's going to have to spread her wings. I don't know who she's going to work with on this tribe. Is she going to go the Joe route? I don't think Sari wants to work with her. I think that's been clear. Maybe Ozzy. Maybe she'd want to work with Ozzy. Maybe Rick. I don't know. I don't think she's got too many paths here. I think she's going to have to rely on winning challenges with her. I think her tribe can do. I think her tribe can win challenges.
Yeah.
What I'm most interested in, and we still haven't picked the last winner yet, is I want to see which winner goes the furthest. Because I think
it'll be D.
It's very unlikely that one of them is going to win, but which one of them? This is the first chance New Era winners have to show that what they did was not a fluke.
Right.
So, can she make it to the merge? If she makes it to the merge, good.
Yeah.
Good. She was a good player, good winner on 49, and she played a solid game here. If she can make it to the end game, I'm like, Savannah, you're a A-tier, almost S-tier winner. Like, okay, you've got repetibility, you've got consistency.
And if Kyle breaks his foot, he can claim plausible deniability.
Exactly, and come back for 51 leg
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, so you have one more pick. We got to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to do Mr. White Lotus. I'm going to pick Mike White.
I think, like, I have faith that Mike White is a good player, but I don't think he's going to do well.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, I don't want to vote him off because he's going to write a bad scene about me. That's not going to happen. He's not that petty unless it's like Rob Cesternino or
right,
something.
they're going to cast Jared Leto as me.
Oh my gosh. Or, I don't know. But I also don't think people are going to, I don't think people are going to want to keep him, but I don't think people are going to want to necessarily get rid of him for any specific reason. I just think he's maybe a tribe liability when it comes to challenges, but they've got Jonathan who can carry him on his back.
That's their saving grace, is they have Jonathan.
Right. So
Jonathan will get them so far ahead at the beginning so that they can like have a lot of extra time.
And get rid of him immediately.
Right.
Mike, middle of the road, but I think he might go home early. I think he's there, to get some White Lotus viewers to watch Survivor.
Right. So we got 3 picks left. I get to decide my 2, and also...
Don't leave me with Jonathan, please!
I don't want Jonathan, but I also feel really bad giving anyone else Jonathan. That's such a shitty thing to do.
But he's gonna make it far, though. That's the thing. Or at least
it's the safer bet, but I don't want to do it.
No, if I were on 50, I don't care. I would risk doing an intentional matching to get him out early because I don't want to go up against him in the merge. I really don't.
I wouldn't either, but no one is thinking of that mindset.
I don't think Coach is gonna think that way.
No.
I don't know about Chrissy, but I do think people like Mike, Camilla, Tiff, I don't know about Charlie, could think like that.
I think Charlie would think like that, but I don't think he'd have the sway to cause that vote.
Yeah, he doesn't have that
especially
leverage.
Because, we keep talking, Sela is such a stacked physical tribe. If you're up, physical and, puzzle, they have everything. If you're up against them, unfortunately, you're not going to get the majority to vote your biggest challenge, consistent helper.
So I guess we just gotta hope he gets swap screwed or something.
Right, yeah.
Or it's a puzzle challenge early in the merge.
So I think I am gonna go with Charlie as my first of the 2. Charlie, we've talked about him a few times now. He is a good player. He almost won his season. It's not a situation where he deserved to win, but he could have.
Very close.
He was very close.
One vote margin.
If he won, he would have deserved it. But he didn't.
If he didn't lose, he would have won.
Yeah, exactly. Think about that.
Think about it.
So yeah, I think he is a good player. I don't think this season is a very good draw for him. I think there's a lot of players who were not cast who, if they were on the season, would have made his outcome a lot better. But I don't think it's gonna go very well for Charlie. I could see him we only really saw him playing from the top the entire game, which was very he was very good at it, but we never saw him playing from the bottom. At most he was playing from the middle. It was a weird situation. I think he'll it's a hard to tell if he's going to be able to play from the bottom well, because I don't think he's going to be on the top. And
he's going to be a bottom.
Right.
Verse at best.
Yeah, and I don't have high hopes for him, but I think he'll be fine. I don't know. I think he'll probably be a swap boot. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Charlie?
Charlie, are you there? I don't know.
He is the most guy. He is just a person.
What Christian said, exactly.
Yeah,
that one, target, who you want to target first, Charlie is a normal dude, even though, he's whatever, Harvard Law or Yale or something.
But he's a default, if you think of a default human, it's Charlie. Taylor Swift, went to Harvard, the most famous university. Likes to run. Straight white guy.
Boston.
Yeah.
Half of the people are from Boston on this damn show. Nothing outstanding to me. And I love 46, but I prefer Tiff and Q.
Yeah.
Those were my faves from 46, and they're my faves on 50.
I'm glad Charlie is on my list mostly because that's my mom's favorite.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'll take it. And
I kind of wish Maria was here though.
yeah, it's the same thing of like Colby and Jerry. Like,
right.
I think it would have been funny if Maria and Charlie were the next Colby and Jerry.
Or like save them for like a captain season.
Yes,
if they ever did like a rival season, you got your Shannon work hard, you got your whatever, and then you get Maria and Charlie.
I need a rival season so bad. I mean, it still could happen with them. Like, they could add those people. It's not like Charlie's out of the running of future seasons.
He would definitely come back for a third time.
Especially,
he's probably going to go out early.
Yeah, if Charlie goes out early, they're going to want Charlie to come back because he needs redemption.
Right. He's going to have like a Tony-esque, except for he didn't win the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So woo's your last pick? Who are you going to leave me with, and who are you going to take? Who are you bringing to Final Tribal Council, and who are you throwing into with fire with me? Because I'm going to burn one of these people.
Burn, baby, burn.
And the other person, I'm not going to burn, but they are going to have a broken foot.
Right. Do I go with Mr. Glass Bones or Mr. Steel Bones?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Jonathan to save you from the troubles.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Probably racist, probably misogynistic.
Probably, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was put on this cast. I know he's like a fan favorite, probably with the manga crew.
He's for the Facebook moms.
He's for the Facebook moms, the manga crew. And
he's on that Colby echelon.
And he's a very strong physical player. That's why he's there.
Yeah.
I know why he's there. He's like a spectacle to behold in the challenges. There was better people to pick from 42. There's better physical people like Joe. Yeah, fine. Bring Joe back. I don't love his gameplay, but he's not a bad person. And David. Let's bring back David. He was a good villain, but he wasn't a bad person. Like,
even on 42 on his season, like, physical players, like,
Lindsay.
I would have preferred Lindsay. Lindsay is an underrated character.
I really hope we see her again.
Yeah. I have a feeling we won't. I think she feels like a Sydney from Co Wrong.
Yeah. Like, when she'll come back, but she can't. She never does.
Yeah. But yeah, like, there were so many other picks from 42. I think they just wanted another physical character
to help balance out the tribes.
And he is physical and he is a character. But like Omer, Marianne, even like what's his name? Mike. I wouldn't
Mike
mind
Turner?
a Mike return. I think Mike would be very fun to see. Like, I think he'd be better on a return.
Yeah, I think he would be set up very well. I think he would work well with the old school people and with the new era, because I think he was very versatile.
I also think bringing back like a Romeo would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, right. And I actually made a fake idol and I threw it in the fire, and that was my biggest gameplay move.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that leaves you with
Mr. Kyle, winner of Survivor 48. I mean, Survivor 48 is how we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Outwit, outplay.
And we love Kyle. We Kyle.
Have no hate. This is the biggest contrast. Somebody we picked last who we love versus somebody we picked second last week.
He was one of our like, I know you had Stephanie as your winner pick. I think
immediately after she went out, I'm like, okay,
Kyle,
looking at Kyle and Camilla.
Exactly.
And that's what happened.
They're just like, I love them to my core. I think they were the highlights of that season. But Kyle, I don't see. I think he's too big of a threat to people, and I think the worry that he's going to break his foot in the first episode is going to kind of ruin
If he
things.
could have saved himself with a crazy immunity run, now he can't. That's the thing. Unless he gets a Zendaya idol or a Madonna vote block or something. I don't know. He's not going to have an opportunity to save himself. I know he's a great social player, but everyone just saw him manipulate the hell out of everybody, and they didn't see Savannah play. So it's like, yes, people say the devil you know versus the devil you don't, but this is the devil you know far too well versus the devil who's like, okay,
the devil you know you should vote out. The
devil you know you should vote out versus the devil you can assume did well, but like, you know how good Kyle is.
Yeah.
So I love him as a player. Don't think he's going to make it that far. I don't see him making the merge. If he does, honestly, that will be a surprise.
Yeah.
But I already think he's got a good reputation. He's got nothing to lose here. Just like D, like if either of them don't do well, I'm not going to say, they're a bad player. I'm just going to say they had a big threat being that they were the only winners, and that was not their fault.
And at least you don't have Jonathan.
Exactly, and I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful for that.
Honestly, MAGA Stephanie, I feel like that's a good trade-off.
Exactly, I took her because I'm like, okay, she's MAGA-lite.
Right.
The Eliza Orland video.
Yeah.
Eliza, okay, shut up. Fuck you. Did you see
so good. she's kind of gone. I know she's.
And also, Eliza Orleans is a Zionist, so like. They're all bad.
Like it's. But there's our draft.
Okay, so let me go through my team, and then you can go through yours. I don't remember the order. I'm gonna try my best to say the order. Okay, so I've got Savannah, Ozzy, Rick Devens, Dee, Tiffany, Coach, Mike White, Aubrey, Genevieve, Stephanie, Colby, and Kyle. I think that's a great team.
I think that's a really strong team.
And who do you have?
So I have Sari, Emily, Jenna, Christian, Joe, Chrissy, Camilla, Charlie, Jonathan, Angelina, Q, and Rizzo.
Okay, this is
hard. I think that's a very evenly split draft.
Yeah.
I think both, like, it'll be kind of neck and neck through our recordings.
I feel like I could see like the boot order going like me, you, me,
right.
you, me, you, me, you.
And if the theories are true that like the first
double
episode,
boots episode,
double boots, and then the first episode's gonna have 4 people eliminated.
Is that true?
Because they've confirmed that it's a 3-hour premiere where it's basically 2 episodes in one. So if it's double boots, that's 4 people first episode.
Imagine it's like 4 from like one of our teams or something. Do you think they're gonna make it so that like one tribe can't vote off 4 people? Do you think it's gonna be like the premiere of 41 where 2 tribes went to tribal? Like only one team won immunity?
I think that's kind of what I was assuming is one tribe wins immunity and the rest go to tribe.
Right.
Yeah.
They do that twice in season or on episode 1. Okay, that makes sense, and I would like that. It would be really good for one of the teams if they won immunity twice. Like oof. Okay. Yeah. So we've seen a few leaks. We tried our best to not let the leaks inform our picks.
We don't know like the exact. At least for me, I don't know like exact boot orders I've seen.
Yeah, no.
I don't remember. Like there's I think notable characters that I've seen people talking about doing well, but that's kind of the extent. We don't know like exact boot orders, which makes it still fun to do the draft. And I think. Even if we maybe know the winner, even though, like, live finale, we don't know for sure.
And we're not going to tell you because...
No, never.
And because here at Reality Rangers and at Without Play Out Yet, we value spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
Not that there's any spoilers, unless you haven't seen seasons 1 through 49. I don't know.
I mean, I still feel like 50 is a good season, even if you haven't watched the other ones. It'll probably be user-friendly.
Yeah. No, we are really excited to cover this, and we're going to be covering it live, and that's going to be so fun. We're going to get you up to the minute news, up to the minute as much as we can. We are aiming to be doing our live shows the day after, the Thursday morning after Survivor airs.
Yeah.
And we are going to be uploading our VODs on our YouTube. VODs, is that the correct term? Yeah. Video on demand, is that what it is? Video on demand? Okay, yeah. We'll try to upload those. We're going to be changing up kind of how we record, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna add stuff, sound effects, video clips.
We've got a camera guy. They'll be like, we'll have people to switch into different like graphics and whatever. It'll be super.
It'll have all the fixings.
So fancy.
It'll be so fancy, and we think you're gonna love that.
We're so excited, and I am so excited to beat you in this draft.
I think I'll win. I think I'm gonna win. I think, yeah. We'll see. And until then, keep outwitting, keep outplaying, and keep out yapping. We'll see you on our premiere.